And welcome to 10 Steps to Team Design for Human Design Success. This is your custom blueprint, if it's right for you. It's going to be rooted in real mechanics to have your energetic capacity, your capabilities no longer be a mystery, being able to use your body graph, which is your genetic blueprint for leadership success. Now, I'm Lavina Archers, Education Director for Jovian Archive, source of the Human Design System. And I've spent the last decade plus of my life using human design professionally, teaching it at some of the highest levels for the big names in the industry. And I want to let you know that developing a practice like this does take time. It takes a lot of dedication. It takes a lot of support. My team is the reason why I'm able to do this work. And so demonstrating by example, I'm going to show you how you too can build a team around you, because this is the teams webinar. So it's about having the right strategy that is rooted in your mechanics, your genetic code, your blueprint. This is not fluff. This is about you building a sustainable business or practice. So if you want to know how to stop building somebody else's dreams, build your own teams, you're in the right place. You're in the right place to learn about human design leadership success, particularly for small teams. Now, some of the information I'm going to give you is about large teams, because I know that that applies to some of you. And if you're wanting to go large, or you're already large and in charge, this will help you know how you're here to be satisfied, successful, peaceful, surprised in business. It's going to feel like magic because it's alignment that we're looking for. And once things are in alignment, it becomes more smooth and easy, free sailing when it comes to the mechanics not being optional. It is about helping you succeed instead of working against you. So for leadership success, a very brand new program in our series. If you stick around to the end, I'm going to show you exactly what's included in this experience. And if you already feel a resonance, it's going to blow your mind, because using your genetic potential is one of the coolest things that I have seen. And there's no other system on this planet like human design, especially for business. It shows you who to team up with, who to avoid. It shows you how to create exponential growth, the results that you need with the right people in the right places, rather than dragging around dead weights. And this is about ensuring that you're moving with the changing, shifting times, because the way that we built our businesses before is dead or dying, depending on where you live or what your industry is. And nobody's coming to save or rescue you. We've got to give you the tools so that you can unlock the success secrets of your human design. And one of the things in this program is going to be software that will help you learn how to use the best of the tips, tricks, techniques that come straight from Ra Uru Hu, his source material for human design, and of course refined over a decade by myself, working not only in the industry, but teaching as an instructor, helping teams and team leads, managers, people who are entrepreneurs just like you, so that using the human design system for you and your business can help align you, not only to turn these open places or spaces in your design into wisdom, but also profit potential. It is going to be part of the immediacy of you signing up and going into that material for free. If you feel like you want to just dip your toes in the water and try it for 30 days, there is a 30-day money-back guarantee. So the way that the old world built our leaders, it's shifting, and the walls are crumbling, as in that glass ceiling that most people talk about, is I got to get through. There's so much more in store for you if you can use your genetic potential to be an entrepreneur that is building a team around you, so that together you can go further. The framework for leadership success in these rapidly changing times is built for the new era. It's helping you unlock your work success keys, your design in teams, so that you can grow without the guesswork. And over this next year, if you choose to join us, we're going to mentor you, not just myself and Naraya, but we also have Ryan and Melanie too, who are going to be the projector core team that's going to help support, advise, guide you, how you're going to decode not only your own auric blueprint, but that of your team on all levels, the foundational setup of operating correctly, being able to make decisions in alignment that you can trust is the tone of success that we want to ensure that you're ringing that bell. So step one is installing a new operating system when it comes to knowing your type strategy. This is the most important key so that you're not making decisions like a blindfolded quarterback. That would suck because you're not going to get the ball into the end zone. When you operate in alignment or accordance with your type, particularly your functioning within the grouping, you use your strategy, resistance is going to drop and flow is going to begin for you, as in things are going to change. And this big shift that we're going through right now is leaving behind the old ways of telling people what to do and coming into the new era of empowering people to decide based on what's true. Alignment starts here with you. It's got to begin with you. This is the only way it's going to move forward correctly, as in you're going to make money in building a team around you. So our objective first is to ensure that you know yourself and also your team when it comes to information assimilation. That's part of the name of the game. It's part of your definition, which creates your type, your strategy. So definition is going to be absolutely one of the keys to help you learn to be your own authority, as in making decisions so that you know how to make decisions that are right, not only for you, but also to guide your team to succeed. Decision making is always going to be the key to lead correctly. So listen up. I'm not going to make your decisions for you. I'm not going to tell you what to do. I will advise, mentor, coach, consult, whatever hat I need to wear within this program that's going to help you decide on your own 2 feet and know that it's the right thing for you to do so that you can unlock the work success secrets of teams design. We're also going to include for you all of the information on partnerships, because partnerships is really the core fundamental key to making teams work, because teams work in rotating partnerships. When we put 2 body graphs together, there's a certain rule as far as genetic code that shows up, and you really don't know each other. You only know the thing that 2 of you become, and that's the thing that we're going to educate you on. So within the workplace success dynamics, we're going to talk about real world impact when it comes to money, growth, expansion, momentum. First things first, we've got to get you on track with your own leadership. This is ensuring that you've got alignment with the material driving force within yourself as well as your team so that you have correct energetic flow. There are certain business roles when it comes to having a larger grouping. The moment you've got 10 people, if this force isn't present, available, responsive, informed, recognized, aligned, the team may still work hard, but it's going to feel like people are going nowhere. And unfortunately, if you don't have somebody who's absolutely responsible for implementation and education and management, your boat's going to sink. Your capacity and place for people to come to love their work, be themselves, you don't got that, you don't have competitiveness within the group or the business. If you don't have somebody who's in charge of finance and planning to go in the right direction, unfortunately, you're not going to go very far. And when it comes to actually getting the work done, the business, environments, and investigation, in order to have the right interaction, to have those people that generate experiences, it is going to be bringing people into the fold, if you will, and educating them with security, the recognition, so that there's a logical enforcement and protections in your business. And also, too, there needs to be some structure and ordering when it comes to bringing forth innovation so that you have the rocket fuel. I like thinking of it that way because it looks like a fuselage of an engine. Here's the rocket fuel that's going to help your business take off, stay ahead of the masses, make leaps and bounds when it comes to moving forward with your team and company. So if you're planning on building a larger company, not just a small little business, but a larger company, you need to know these things, as in who is it within your team that brings these particular roles. Back in the day, they had different names, as in, before we had corporations as business, we're using modern language in order to help you understand how you can also build with the end game in mind, if that's right for you to do. Okay, so just to know that we are educating you to help you find out what's true. Now, step 2 is trusting your decision making, as in being your own authority. And your authority is the only source of truth for you that you can trust in business, partnerships, life, health, wealth, relationships, all of those things. So this program isn't just going to tell you about business, it's going to tell you about yourself, teaching you to shift with the changing times, because that new era is going to require that you know how to trust yourself, because you're not going to be able to trust things outside of you. This mental pressure to try and figure it all out, let it go. All you have to do is know how you can trust yourself. And it's one of the greatest gifts that you can offer yourself and your team is trust yourself in business. Nobody likes a wishy-washy leader. Nobody likes a leader who says one thing, does another, or is saying what they think people want to hear. You're very quickly torn down if that's the case. So we want you to know how you're here to succeed as a leader. This isn't just a business decision. It's about your soul's mission, improving the quality of your consciousness so that you can turn your shadows into success for a better bottom line and for your fulfillment of your life's work, your purpose fulfillment. And when not only you, but your entire team uses their own authority, they're going to stop second guessing and start succeeding, or at least feeling better and more fulfilled, satisfied, peaceful, successful, surprised. And when that happens, what you've got is a totally different team, a totally different frequency. And there's just simply some mechanical truths that the software is going to help you see. And this is the step that ties everything together. Decision making becomes the source of your alignment to your truth, your purpose, and the fulfillment. To have a business means turning a profit, but nobody just wants to make money for money's sake anymore. People want to be fulfilled. They want to have the expression of their meaning, purpose, passion, not just profit. Because profit for profit's sake is kind of soul sucking. When it comes to making money and evolving with the shift, we want you to be able to lead this evolutionary revolution when it comes to you operating in alignment. And so if you're one of the leaders, we invite you to join us. The old way of working is collapsing. When it comes to leading the charge, we are at the forefront of this revolutionary times that we're in the evolution of humanity. So what I'm offering to you is a roadmap for how you're here to thrive in the new era, in the new world, building it before everybody leaves you behind. Your business not thriving or it's tanking, you know something needs to shift. So being an alpha means that there's a responsibility. An alpha simply meaning a leader, kind of leader. We'll describe more for how that works depending on which work setting or context you are in based upon who's around you within your team. Because the way that we work is evolving and the 2027 mutation is already vastly underway, knowing how to lead through this shift is essential, and positioning yourself ahead of the curve in that you're understanding the deeper recognition, realizations, having an awareness of how you're here to succeed as the cross of planning is breaking down and the cross of the sleeping phoenix is on the rise. The breakdown of traditional group dynamics, you can already see it. There's so much evidence. So by first building you up as a leader and understanding how you're here to be yourself, not only when you're working on your own, partnerships, small group and large group, these are the 4 work situations that I'm going to give to you, your genetic code or success keys, because every single team member has a unique place that their sweet spot is as far as where they're designed to operate. So if you immediately had a note next to each one of your teams and you knew exactly how they were best wired to operate, you would stop trying to force them into boxes that don't fit. So putting somebody in the wrong work environment, not just doing the wrong work, but the wrong place, wrong timing, wrong people, you're going to waste time, energy, and money. I know you don't want to do that. I want to save you some of that grief and get it right so that everything in your business grows and accelerates at a different pace. It really is a sweet thing to see when you've got these 4 contexts nailed, and everybody functions differently depending on their unique design. I'm not just talking about type, I'm not just talking about their role that they're playing. I'm talking about how you're here to thrive within whatever matrix of people that you're going to come into contact with day in and day out. So your chart is going to tell you, we're going to advise you to experiment with certain things so that you can see it for yourself. This isn't just theory. This is not paying lip service to something. It's actual practical tools and tips we can tell you based upon your genetics what to experiment with so that you can see what's right for you to do. So you can start growing instead of guessing to have workplace success. The most powerful tool in human design for business is your own body graph and your own authority so that you can unlock the right place to be. This secrets to comparative analysis. I've created a master class for you because it's one of the most valuable things to know. And it's on our website if you want to go ahead and dive in. If you have not yet heard about those masterclass series, all three, solo, small group, and partnership, I gave to you as far as how you're here to be successful. Where are the breakdowns in productivity, profit, communication? Where are they really coming from? Oftentimes, it's just simply that you're not aligned. You're not in your groove. You're not in that flow. So step 4 is going to unlock your leadership frequency. Now, your leadership has to do with very specific genetic potentials in you. And this is about being aligned. You're not broken. If you've tried to make something work and you think, so something wrong with me or something wrong with them or something wrong with the world, that's not true. It's just timing oftentimes. Sometimes there's fears that hold you back from truly stepping into your power. We're going to help you let go, see through the lie and disbelieve the ego's I, as in what it thinks you have to do in order to succeed. Because what your mind is telling you and what your heart, your gut, your emotions, your will is telling you can oftentimes be very different. So we're going to give you those keys to be able to unlock your leadership potential so that true energetic influence, not control or force, not pushing, not scraping the bottom of the barrel to try and make something work. This is about embracing your power as a manifester, your energy to initiate. As a generator, your energy to build. As a projector, your awareness to guide, one person at a time. And when it comes to the reflector, the awareness of their large group, as in what's different, who's different, what's working, what's not working, that kind of thing. Now, on the screen, you're going to see that I have some colorful keys that I'm going to explain later on in this, but this is one of the leadership potentials that you need to know when it comes to how you're here to lead and who is within your framework of having your back, as in who are the people who are going to be behind you all the way because they're within your what Ra called power base. This is one of the things that we're going to give to you as an analysis of awareness through the material, the courses that I'm creating for you. Okay, so step 5 then, so back to that in a bit. Step 5 then is to lead by your profile. Everybody has a different role that they're here to play. Profile, we call that the costume that you wear. It's kind of like your character in a movie. And when you own it, your role is really clear. And it's respected because this is the way that you're here to make money as a leader. Helping your team members step into their own natural roles as well makes your collaboration smoother, more productive when you know how to manage them because you know what motivates them. There are 2 things that motivate people: fear and moving towards pleasure, which can be more money, accomplishment, accolades, whatever. So those are some of the keys that you're going to learn. If you're like me and you love to know what makes people tick, then you're going to have a lot of fun with this because there's a lot of information. Why this is key is because, again, depending on what set and setting or context that you work in, as well as your genetic potential, you're going to either have people who kill your business's potential, profits, or you're going to have people who build you up, who build something great with you. And if your internal people are tearing things down because they're not happy, they're dissatisfied, they're frustrated, they're angry, they're embittered, they're disappointed, they're not communicating with you, they're not being clear and articulate or honest with you, you've got a real problem. So you've got to become a trustworthy leader. This is one of the keys to the new era, to know yourself so that you can trust your decisions, and know your people so that you can trust their decisions too. So if you want to bring your team with you, this is the right place to be. No matter how talented you are, if you don't got your people on track or in alignment, they're going to be maybe looking like they're working harder, keep them busy, but not really moving the needle forward to where you all really want to be. So working how and where your energy works, amplifying the productivity, the capability to get results without friction at the core fundamental level. Groups, again, they work in rotating partnerships. So no matter how your team is structured, we are going to teach you how to reduce the friction that is absolutely there and crystal clear to those of us who know how to read a chart professionally, the way that Naraya and I know how to do. We're going to show you and give you the ways in which you can reduce that friction and instead help your team, yourself as well, of course, but align with the truth of how these people operate best, either together or separately. Now, there are 16 different pair types, as in there's 4 different types, so 16 different basic pairings. And if you're not in the right one, you're not in a partnership, you're in a power leak, you're in a problem. And it's like a ticking time bomb waiting to happen. So with people, the kinds of people that you're mostly going to find, there are certain people that are not designed to be controlled, like manifestors who initiate. The generators, they're designed to be asked in order to build and respond. They have this energy to create. The projector is here to guide and advise, not necessarily do all the doing all by their lonesome. These two actually work best together. It's the most productive partnership you're going to find in all of the workplace, generator and projector. So you're going to learn about the keys for how these different types, because there are subtypes, work together best when it comes to partnership and rotating teams. Reflector, they are here to know who is different. They're best in the large grouping. We'll tell you more about that so that you don't try to force square peg, round hole, so that you can train and educate your team correctly, how and where they're designed to be, to experiment, not telling them what to do, but experiment if they're interested. Now, if this brings up a good point here, if your team's not into it, you are, just come in at the basic level, learn as you go, and at some point when you're ready, upgrade to the team level. You can get the software, you can get the analysis, no worries, okay? So step 6, when it comes to building a team around you, clean interactivity for your team's synergy, as in the melding that happens unconsciously, unawares, between you, me, everybody, when we're in a group of 3 to 5 people, okay? 3 to 5 people. If you don't operate correctly, if you're not in alignment with the right team, you're an energetic puppet, quite frankly, unfortunately, too, because every place inside of you that gets sucked into somebody else's trip or dominated or lorded over by what is the top of the hierarchy, maybe. If you don't know about those downfalls or pitfalls, then how the heck are you going to avoid them? And you're just going to be a funnel for somebody else's agenda. And I don't know anybody who wants to be used in that way. If you're a leader like me, you know that you want to be, because you are designed to be, probably at the top of the hierarchy. Now, there's hierarchical ladders everywhere. Certain people are at this end of the spectrum over here versus over there. And that's why some of the large group dynamics are coming into play, so that we can show you at the end of the day what you're headed towards based upon whether you're designed for that grouping or this grouping or not. So it kind of like is a secret key code. If you've ever played video games, you remember how you can just buy the book, you get all the secret key codes. This is that book, but it's for life and your business. So Until you learned to spot the problems and stop the energetic leaks, the gaps, the problems, the flaws, somebody else's life is going to be built, not yours. And I don't know any leader who wants to build somebody else's life. You got into business so you could be your own boss. You either take control of how you're doing your work by aligning to your authoritative principle, or somebody else is going to dominate your work or make you think that you're not worthy because you're not actually achieving what you set out to do or who you came here to be. Now, definition is, again, one of those things that's really going to help you understand and know what's true when it comes to the group dynamic. A lot of these things are interweaving to help you find success in business so that you know how you're here to lead successfully. It has to do with your genetic hardwiring, and certain one of us is certain ones of us, there we go. Certain ones of us are designed to work best depending not only on type, but also definition accordingly. So I'm not going to teach you everything. That would be impossible. It took me 10 years of working professionally to get to this top and really know it inside and out to where I can instruct others how to do this work for themselves professionally. I'm not doing that for you. I'm doing it with you to help guide and advise you so that you know how to do it for yourself and your internal team, okay? Your personal blueprint and those of the people around you. And that's why we have live coaching to help guide you so that you know how to move the needle forward, so that you can awaken within the matrix. I'm calling step 7, awaken the phoenix within, because this is part of the new era, the new background frequency. It's from 2027 to 2439, and the era of planning, the infrastructure that came before 2027 is crumbling. So the tribal mechanisms, the support of communities, this isn't just about business, this is about your bottom line. So aligning your business so that you can express the fullest experience of the potential of your highest path and purpose. That's what I'm talking about when it comes to awakening the phoenix within. If you know the myth of the phoenix, it's a mythical creature that has to die before it is reborn. If you've ever watched Harry Potter, you know what I mean. Now, there is something inside of you that has to let go of the old ways of doing things. The encrusted disbelief in something like truly shining and pure that you can attain when it comes to your life purpose. Instead of chasing success, attracting your business in the right direction. And this is going to be about bucking the trend. There's a lot of people that, because of this age of innovation, are still going in a certain direction while their business is crumbling all around them. They don't know how to stop doing what doesn't work because their training, their age, maybe stage of life that they're in, they just don't know how to shift onto a different path. This is the way that we're going to help you, is by aligning you internally to what's true. Ross said when he taught this back a decade ago, he thought that this time, this era, would be a very special epoch, as in 200, 300 years from now, people are going to be looking back at this time frame and see how radically things shifted. We have the keys to this era crumbling, cross of planning, and the new era, as it's building, we are building it with you, that industrial era that we are building on the backs of. We don't want to go that direction anymore. We want to go forward out of the cross of planning into the new way of doing business. And this is the global cycles background shift, or the background frequency, you'll oftentimes hear me say. So instead of industry, we're now looking at self-empowerment, an innovative age and stage where it is about you having to be your own authority and go your own way, do your own thing, do the thing that you're passionate about so that you experience what success truly brings. So this phoenix on the rise, as Rob would poetically say, abundance in great disguise. We're looking at the movement from 2027 to 2439. That's a long time according to our human lifespan. Ra says that it's going to be a shock the whole direction. And we've had a lot of shocks in the last 4 years. You see it all around. He says to be able to operate correctly as yourself, to operate in a world that will demand nothing less, is about this world that is going to embrace those who can make decisions that they can trust. It's about being able to trust yourself instead of being a hypocrite, actually walking the talk. This is, instead of all the disorder and chaos that you see, the crisis that you see, it's about walking through into a new realm where you can let go of the confusion and the delusion. Everybody nurtured and all of these dependency in the past, it was about giving up your own authority. And this is about you striding free to do the thing that's right for you instead of following the pack into the crumbling era. The herd is going one way, and this is going to teach you how to go your own. Build your success your way, in an empowered way. Only the individuals who are being in alignment with their own authority are really going to survive these coming, shifting, changing times in a way that they're thriving instead of just struggling to survive. So the end of an era, the way that we've been working, is dying or dead. Depends on your industry, depends on your place in the world. No one's coming to save, rescue, or fix you. This is about standing up for what's true, knowing the truth inside of you. So navigating this transition is going to take a change in the way that you operate. Again, installing that new operating system. Instead of traditional groupthink or the work model that is about, top of the hierarchy and then everybody in between, this is about kind of like a round table, Knights of the Round Table, a new way to be your own authority. So material self-empowerment is the name of the game. And if you're a leader, I know that you want that, not only for yourself, but for your people. Isn't it true that when it comes time to step into that role of leadership, you really care about the people underneath, so to speak, you. But I see it more as in I'm serving them. I'm working not just for, but with them in order that all of us make more money together. And this program is going to hand you the blueprint for how you're here to lead yourself and them, personally, professionally, in partnership, team success. This is backed by mechanics, not guesswork. So no more hoping it works. If you're still listening, you know it works. You know that human design helps, seriously, to align yourself to the right partnerships that happen to be there for you. Now, the fastest way to destroy a partnership: assumptions. The quickest way to build a partnership is awareness, not only of self, but other as well. How can we respect each other in business? That custom blueprint, instead of having trial and error, which takes a long time. Some people have to learn that way. But this learning that is rooted in mechanics, your energetic compatibility is no longer going to be a mystery. And what's really cool is this small group stuff that we're going to look at. If you're already working in a small business, a team of 3 to 5 people in person, you are already experiencing the benefits and the challenges, the drawbacks, the pitfalls of what it is to work in a team. Now, you may be unknowingly sabotaging your business if you don't know some of these keys. You think you're working in a group, but really the group is working through you. And synergy requires certain things, as in we have to have what elements the small group requires in order to build a stronger company, to make more money. It's kind of like, with your body needs certain minerals and nutrients and substances. Same thing with either the small or large grouping. And group mechanics are either going to build your business or it's going to cut it off at the neck, depending. You might cut off an arm or a leg. I'll explain. Organizing your team's flow is one of the things that's invisible to most people, especially from the genetic potential. How else would you know? But these mechanics are foundational to having a scalable, efficient, effective organization that brings in more money than it takes to actually operate it. So when we talk about teamwork, it's not just about collaboration or partnership. It's about correct energetic roles and alignment for how you're here to be yourselves in business. And if your team members aren't fulfilling the necessary functions in the team, you'll feel it as resistance, miscommunication, burnout, backbiting, infighting, backstabbing, all kinds of problems. Not enough money at the end of the month to pay your bills and your team, and of course your salary. Who else out there has ever not paid themselves because you got to put your team members first? Otherwise, those teams are going to leave, right? Those people, they're not going to stick around if you're not paying their salary. So it's really important to see how your business works visually, because every single position has a role. And when we look at the analysis and engineering, hi, I'm an engineer, helping you, guiding, advising you to know what the key functions are within that grouping. That absolutely, this brooks no argument. It has to be filled to activate your business's full potential for making money. Otherwise, that ship's going to sink eventually. You get more and more business loans, you get more and more fancy, let's say, titles or courses or funnels, and still you're not moving the needle forward. What gives? This is one of those things that you can experiment with and see what availability it brings to making money, more money, because this is the way that we human beings, creatures, are designed to function. The building blocks of the basic fundamental groups of humanity, 3 to 5 people. So we're going to diagnose and design the right team dynamic setup for you, the business working environment. That's going to be something that you can experiment with to see how it helps your team be more effective in business, so that your structure is based on their hardwired genetic potential. Our advice and guidance is going to be based on your genetic blueprint and your interactivity with each one of your team members. It isn't just theory. It is about taking the real mechanics based on your actual charts. So this is one of the reasons why you're going to get some private sessions in order to help us explain what's actually there. What you can see is who brings what energy, so that you can stop guessing and start working more efficiently. And each activation that you see here corresponds to a function or a role within the group that must be filled in order for smooth operation to be in effect, whether it be pulling the team together or whatever the case may be. If one of these things are missing, then the team is going to suffer. Again, this is working together in person. We're going to help you identify those imbalances and make recommendations for how to correct or resolve them. When you apply this framework to hold that team together, something incredible happens. The team is going to start functioning as a singularly purposed, solely focused organism on gaining more resources into the business. The material driving force is the whole movie, the whole game. You wouldn't be in business if you didn't need to make money. It is part of the way that our current reality, still shifting, but yet we still have to pay the bills, right? So we're talking about money, people, all the different ways that resources come into your business. Could be the ability to have access to things that aren't owned by you, but used by you. So the ways that resources get put to good use. This is one of the things that's really important. When you've got people overseeing operations, the communication improves, energy flows, everybody's going to feel seen and effective. When we have planning operations, we're not just managing people, we're ensuring that we're activating team potential, your business potential, so that we have a healthier small business, so that there's somebody who's pulling, not only bringing forth this team direction, but pulling people into the business, marketing to clients, keeping everyone functioning by ensuring that we have a business, because we're not there as a volunteer. To do that, we need an influx of clients. We need fresh new faces who want to use our services. And that means everybody needs to know their roles, be managed in a way that's in alignment with their design, so that we can be in harmony. And when somebody's aura or energies is not meant for the role that they're playing, what can happen is there's tension, inefficiency, disconnection if you don't have them correctly set up for success. And that has a lot to do with how you organize their working environment. their scheduling, when this person comes in and works with that person, so to speak, depending on how your business is laid out. Are you virtual? Are you working in person? Are you hybrid? That kind of thing. So we'll look at each case, each business on a case-by-case basis, okay? Now, step 9, we've got to channel your power through these channels. The channels are the life force within a company. Now, your team's competitive edge has to do with not hiring more people. It's about activating what's already there. So sometimes partnerships, you can put people together based upon their genetic blueprint and get even more of a creative boost to your productivity, to your capability for making sales, for being competitive, for perfecting the form of your business, for attracting attention on your business, for moving the needle forward as far as having new experiences and developing talent and being able to build a company that's going to be sustained into the larger grouping. So you're going to learn how to spot the channels of leadership as well as creativity, the synergy in your team, and use them intentionally is one of the coolest things that we can bring to the table. So how are you going to build empowerment into your organizational culture so that people can take initiative and innovation thrives? This is one of the keys to the new era. You've got to move the needle towards those things that are actually satisfying, that are going to be working correctly for not only your team members, but also your business. So we're talking about your creatively expressed talents. Growing a team is not about hiring more and more and more haphazardly. It's about channeling their energy into creativity, again, leadership and synergy. Our system gives you the edge because it's going to show you how your people actually flow into each other, and so you can know who's responsible for doing what truly, especially if you're a hybrid operation or a completely virtual operation, because you need to know what these people have to offer. Because, nowadays you got your LinkedIn, you got your resume, you got all these things, but where's the actual viable genetic proofing? We see it in their body graph. So here's an example. I am the spokesperson of individual knowing. I am someone who's inspirational as a creative role model. I'm the creative expression of individual knowing that is designed by nature to be the representative, not only of a small grouping, but creatively inspire other people to be themselves in business, especially. Got a lot of business activations in my design. So knowing that about somebody when you're hiring means that you can groom them to eventually step into a certain role if they don't have that particular training or capability. But you know what you've got, the raw material there in order to work correctly and move the needle forward. It's about understanding how your existing people or the ones that you're potentially hiring are wired. Like this one as an example, we have the individual centering circuitry where we have the channel of initiation. This is about the capability of a genetic need to be first. This is what this person is here for. So if you have this person in your business, you're going to see how they, as the business grows, brings more competitiveness to your business. In the mid-size to larger business, this is somebody that you absolutely want to have, and it's kind of a rarity to have that channel all by its lonesome. You're always going to have other things, parts and pieces. So you've got to take it into big picture view. That's what we're going to do for you because we are trained to. In this program, I'm going to teach you techniques that turn your team into a productive, synchronized, well-oiled machine. As long as it's right for you to bring them along too, you're going to find that things are going to change for you. Now, it might take some time. That's why this course experience is over a year long. We're going to take time to integrate the information and assimilate and experiment and see so that there's no more second guessing. Guessing or second guessing? When we have somebody who is here to perfect the form, either of the environment or of your business, you're now going to know how your team is genetically hardwired to succeed when you come into being part of the family, where we're going to support you with our company too. Because here's the real bottom line. If your team is making decisions out of integrity with their own authority, You're going to have a team, unfortunately, resistant, missed deadlines, hiring and firing is going to be like quick overturn, and lost profits because you know how long it takes to train somebody to take on a role. Usually it takes quite a while for them to immerse themselves in the policies and procedures and, be a part of the culture. So by understanding and logically recognizing how this works, the awareness that I want to give you is not only of your own leadership style, but also your team's talent. This is going to change everything because you're going to be able to get on the wavelength and recognize how to understand not only yourself, but them in business too. The sensing of the experiential processing of what it takes to move the needle forward, to make progress, to go through crisis and come out the other end victorious, you're going to see that these ways in which everybody is designed is radically different. So if I wanted to, I could teach this over and over and over again, and every single class would be different because the raw materials coming in would be different. Your business, your genetic potentials. When you get the hang of it, though, you're actually going to be able to be more self-sustainable because I'm going to teach you how to see through the drama, any trauma that you've past experienced, any fears, any shadows, and help you not fall for them anymore. And this is a really cool thing that we have in store. Imagine this. You finally know how to decide. You know what's best for your company without a doubt, and how to support, guide, advise, initiate, build with the team that you have, and you know exactly who you need to hire. Wouldn't that be nice to know exactly who you need to hire so that you can surrender your business to this well-oiled machine that's moving the needle forward? It has to do with not having to operate with you. When you've got a 3 to 5 person grouping, this is about being able to step out of your business if you want to. But you can't just step out without, replacing the activations that you bring to the table. You've got to see that there are so much bigger forces at play here when it comes to 3 to 5 people in business. When it comes to surrendering what your mind thinks of as yourself and trying to do something that's actually not right for you to do, it's about stepping into the greater power of what dreams might come to you that you didn't even have the capacity to dream of before. As in, nobody really knows what the future holds. It has to be an experience that we surrender to moment by moment by moment. So by aligning to making more money in accordance with you, your way of building a solid team that you have backing in, as in your business thriving because you've got all your ducks in a row as far as knowing things about yourself and your team. In order to have the best offense, we've got to have good defense. We've got to be able to make more and generate and have power when it comes to making money. If you're still with me, you know HD makes sense. When it comes to trying to figure it all out alone, looking all over the internet, who do I go to, that kind of thing, I agree. It's more and more confusing because there's so many people out there, lots of noise, that don't know actually what they're doing. They haven't been trained correctly. They haven't put in the time, the energy, had the availability or the money to study at such a high level or for such a long period of time. I want to create aligned success with you together so that you can move up the hierarchy if it's right for you to do. In order to work with you, this is not just a one-time, one and done analysis. This is about installing, again, an operating system in your business. So when you install this, not only for yourself, but your team as well, every decision the entirety of you make is going to reflect who you really genetically are hardwired to be and who you really are. And it's going to help you fulfill your purpose in business. And that's where the magic and the money really is when we've got this well-oiled machine. We have no gaps, when we don't have the kind of challenges that we do when we've got a boat and there's a big old hole in it. Really easy to plug up that that hole in the boat, but that's just the first step. Okay, so we're going to help you use the keys to your genetic potential in order to improve your bottom line. And when your team's not making decisions correctly, you're creating resistance. unknowingly, unfortunately. So the last of the 10 steps, I'm going to help you unlock your success secrets to growing teams, is by shifting again your entire decision-making framework of understanding from mental confusion to inner truth, to having authority, to moving with clarity, and eventually, if it's right for you, to work with building a larger grouping. Now, when we look at the large group dynamic, we're talking about an alpha. Presumably that would be you, unless you're coming in and you're actually working under the umbrella of some other company. So you've got your own team within a larger company framework. That's fine too. Okay. Alpha dynamics are the hidden forces behind every team's success and every failure. It is your responsibility, as in the weight is on you, to make the right decisions for you, your team, to move the needle forward. And it has to do with who you have working with whom. Most people don't even know that these mechanics exist. You're lucky because you get a little sneak peek behind the curtain of our genetic hardwiring. We're going to help you structure your group of 3 to 5 so that it performs like a well-oiled machine, and you can recognize, if you want to build a larger team, how that needs to happen with the people that you have or the people that you need to hire eventually. Human design mechanics are not optional. This is either building your success or it's sabotaging you silently. I'll show you how to flip that switch, and a lot of it has to do with understanding the organizing channels of a group of 16. Remember that thing I said, oh, look at this is what I'm going to tell you later? Here's the truth, that there are certain people that are going to make more money in a larger business. Wouldn't you like to know if that's you or your people too, if you're going to help them build and scale your company? 3 unified groups, you can see right here, and an alpha is the smallest of these. We could call them, it's still a small business accordingly to, the homogenized world business, but we could call it a mid-sized group, as in we have small groups, 3 to 5, building blocks, 3 of them, plus an alpha. That's going to be 16. And you can see in these larger teams or organizations, using this OC16 framework is where real business leadership meets mechanics. So you have people at the top of the hierarchy, the people who are the powers that be, the people who are upper management, and then you have people who are middle management, the people who actually get the work done. So you're looking for, within the department, people to actually hold these channels within the large grouping. And when you align your departments to this model, you're going to stop leaking energy. And when you're scaling intelligently, hiring intelligently is how it starts with, the companies of the future are going to be more agile, individual-led, and decentralized. So this is going to be much more important as we move forward. The big behemoths, are not going to have the same kind of support. Corporate structure, as an example, governmental structure, you can see that they're starting to crumble. So we have to begin with you, the leader, and build that team around you. Again, the group of 3 to 5 people where you're the alpha, eventually stepping out so that you can operate outside of the confines of that grouping. Okay, that group needs to be able to operate without you. And how do you do that? Well, we have your genetic wiring that shows us. The 16, or group of 3 plus 3 to 5, plus 3 to 5, plus 3 to 5, and an alpha, so 16, these channels are going to be the next step in building. And then we have the ideal large group, WA. Okay, this is where WA mechanics, or the larger organization of a group of 16 building, we're looking at 81, and this is a gene pool. So these abilities to grow, stacking the deck in your favor, is going to have to do with hiring intelligently, working intelligently, so that your business departments have people underneath you, if you happen to be like me, part of management, that are going to back you. It's true that you have to have people who back you, allies, okay? In fact, if it's right for you to become a larger corporation or business, the competitiveness, it's not just about you, but it's the people that report to you. It's not just the direction, it's about the people who come up with the inspired new idea and have the ability to intelligently explain that framework and get everybody's attention on going in that direction, to articulate it clearly and correctly, efficiently and effectively. You need all of these people in the larger grouping. And how do you know which one does what or whom should report to whom? Try the genetic wiring, like here with the logic as an example. We need to have people who are going to support that business to be able to recognize and have security in order to support the safety and the movement of this needle forward into the future healthfully, securely. The interaction of investigation and environment in these business departments, we have people like me who are going to feed into that capability of whoever you have in charge of interaction or building these teams, be them small or large companies. And again, last but not least, innovation, part of the whole movie when it comes to being able to move forward in confidence, making leaps and bounds in your business. You've got to have people who are going to help you overcome the limitations and build structure based on the old in order to bring forth change, innovation. This is the way that the business departments are designed to be. And how do you know where you're supposed to be? Well, we look at your analysis in business. So it's one of the things that we're going to give you as an awareness so that you can observe yourself, so that you can protect yourself. Instead of building a life built on somebody else's agenda, why not spot those problems, challenges before they even happen and get yourself back on the path to sovereignty, as in being yourself in business, unlocking your genetic gifts. So if you want the tools not only to attract the right people, to build the right company, to grow an aligned, sustainable practice, I have some lessons for you. Call them leader lessons. We're going to help you lead by type, through your style, in groups, small or large, through your strengths, talents, and gifts, being able to show you how your leading roles work, mastering not only your own motivation, but also the motivations of those on your team, diffusing any pressure and stress, resolving fear, anxiety, and nervousness, helping you get over, if you've got it, imposter syndrome or role confusion, and helping you also know where's the profitability, not only in your own self, but also your business, and so much more that we have in store. Helping you learn how to fish and teaching you how to fish instead of fishing for you. Going to give you software so that you know what to do. So this is an experiential too. You need to experiment, obviously. It's you and your own authority, but experiential participant program. So I need you to have time to do this. But, however, all lessons are recorded. So whatever time that you have to be able to fit into your schedule, you don't have to show up live. All the lectures are recorded. All the interactive places where you're going to come and ask your questions or just send us a written or audio or video, whatever floats your boat, interactivity level so that we can hear you and work with your chart even if you're not there. So it's an asynchronous experience so that you can learn your genetic keys to work, not only partnership, solo, but team, have team success. Come to the live workshops, work with your questions over the next year. We're going to help you, advise and guide you. You can post your chart questions in the provided form if you can't attend live, or you can also post it anywhere that you find information that you're curious or unsure about. There's a form or the forum. If you prefer a quick answer to concepts that are general, you don't want to post your chart, that's fine too. Okay? Glad to help you. Now, your leadership and advice and guidance is coming from projectors. My entire team that's going to be assisting are all highly trained by myself and other fabulous teachers in the industry in order that you get the guidance that's right for you to experiment with over this next year of live coaching, There are limited size cohorts. You get a lifetime membership to humandesign.live, where I have been teaching my own platform for the past 5 years, building a reservoir of information and recordings that you can assimilate and process on your own timing in your own way. We have a 30-day money-back guarantee. And if you're still watching, you already know that this makes sense. Otherwise, you wouldn't still be here. If you're tired of guessing, if you're done trying to figure it out all on your own, now we have a system for you. This is about real mechanics, not false motivation or wishful thinking. This is using the Maya, mechanics of the Maya, the illusion of people's confusion and delusion that they think of all day long, that is actually not the thing that's really going to get them to what life can truly bring. You can start your free trial right now of Maya Mechanics. Just go to mayamechanics.com if you want to take a sneak peek. And if this is right for you, I am warmly inviting you to continue. Ask any questions. Going to go through the materials that you are about to get as far as the platform and the program, if you'd like to stay. Knowing how to make decisions you can trust is the most important thing. Knowing how to make business decisions is the singular focus that we're going to especially help you with, so that you don't drive your fast-moving Ferrari off a cliff. You want to actually make the moves that really work for you. You're also going to get software, mybodygraph.com, which is our flagship interactive talking body graph from Ra Urufu. So it's like sitting down with the master and hearing him tell you about your chart and also the charts of your people too, because you're going to get analyses for everybody on your team from the master through my body graph. You already have these strengths hardwired into your system. It's not about fixing something that's broken. It's about knowing your design, knowing their design, and how you all interact and align. So if you want to work successfully, we invite you to join us live. You are here for a reason. You know that this is the next step. Naraya is putting a link into the chat that's going to show you where you can sign up for an actual live session with one of our team members, whichever one is right for you. Let us help you build the business, the team that is going to be so satisfying, the success that's aligned for you. Let's do this together. You don't have to be alone. Even though there are so many different kinds of ways that you can go in this day and age, there's only one way that's right for you, and it's your way. So I look forward to seeing you if it's right for you to do. We're going to explore the programs real briefly, the first two, and especially the ones that are about team. Since some of you may not be ready to bring on your whole team, that's completely fine. You see, you can either click the link here or see Leadership Success. We've got an introduction, a package for solopreneurs, as in entrepreneurs, as in it's just you coming in, a package for partners, that means the two of you, you and your most important buddy in business, and then we've got team. So team is where I'm going to start, and if you have any questions about the others, I'm happy to go through. So you're going to find that the information is exactly what you get is right here on the page. You get the Leadership Success Program, which is not only our 10 weeks live, but all of the materials pre-recorded I'm going to be creating for you, just for you, so that you can master you being yourself in business, you being a leader in business, you understanding your team. There's going to be weekly coaching, live workshops, and direct teaching from Ra Uruhu's Human Design for Business principles to help you supercharge your leadership and your performance. In addition, you're going to get personal success, which is already ready to go, immediate access. This is our best-selling recorded course, along with all of the live coachings that came before. You can have immediate implementation, and you can start with confidence because you also have live monthly training coaching going on in there. Jovian Archive is contributing an incredible mass of products. Their original price was way higher than that, but you know, it's been some time and they're older recordings, but still incredibly valuable. You're going to get access to the money game, the 64 material ways, money, the secret to success on the material plane, profiting from the not self, aware partnership, you and the other, partnership dynamics, and group mechanics on the Penta. So you're going to get a lot of information from the source, the creator, the founder, and first messenger of the human design system. In addition, you're going to have weekly guidance between myself and Naraya. We're going to be working with you on Thursdays. Okay, that value is going to be incredible, so much beyond what the numbers. I don't agree. I feel that it's priceless, truly. When it comes to live coaching, you're also going to get monthly live Q&A sessions. It's mostly on the second Sunday of the month with Naraya and Melanie. And also the Alpha 1 leadership analysis, strategic guidance specifically tailored to you, the team lead, for optimal leadership and effectiveness. Now, if you're taking the payment plan, you've got to wait until after you finish the payment plan in order to get your one-on-one custom leadership analysis. Another thing that you're going to get is a small team analysis. This is where we go through the entirety of your team and also help you with private recommendations or engineering recommendations as a private follow-up. This in-depth group analysis plus the customized follow-up for maximized team organization optimization. Again, this has to be after your payment plan. So once you're finished with the payments. If you pay up front, obviously, you get all of this as soon as you're ready. Now, the other things that we're going to do is give you up to five incarnation cross life work analyses for you and your team. So if you've only got 3 of you, 4 of you, you just bank that other one for future. You can use it whenever you'd like in the future. Maybe somebody leaves or you hire a new person. And this is going to bring individualized insights for each of your team members from my certified analysts who have been highly trained, again, after the payment plan. Now, immediately, you also get active engagement, interactive analysis from, like I mentioned, Ra Uruhu, unlimited personal success analyses, unlimited. This is a brand new offering that we recently brought to the fore for each of you. Per year, it's $7.99. For each of you to learn how you're here to be successful through making money, through being in teams. This is again from Ra Uruhu's authentic teachings. Previously, in order to get access to this information, you had to be like me, really a geek and willing to spend a whole lot of time, energy, money to get the certification, the training in order to understand these things. Now it's available for you to peruse whenever it's right for you, for anybody, because you get unlimited access for a year. So you're going to see your individualized strengths on the people on your team, optimize team dynamics, enhance decision-making, boost your financial success with unlimited analysis. In addition, you're going to have interactive analyses of the foundations of human design. So let's say you've got new people on your team. You even too might be new and you not have yet gotten an analysis from someone. You can start here. This is my recommendation to you, is start with the foundations. It's again from directly the source, Ra Uruhu. Not only is it going to speak to you about your chart, we also have written information there by the My Body Graph team to help you understand yourself and your genetic wiring. Lastly, not least, we have the interactive analysis of your partnership. So 5 different partnership analysis with whomever you want to run it with. Doesn't have to be inside your team. Obviously, it can be anybody, but we do recommend that you get into that information and start to experiment with understanding the flaws, the challenges, the upsets, the frictions. The information that gives you is to help smooth over some of those rough edges in your partnership, to understand that there's no fault here. It's not that they're trying to do something deliberately. Oftentimes, it's just a misalignment or a challenge to each other's genetics, where you get into this position where we call it fixing, where there is an issue between the way that you're wiring, and that you cannot change the other person. You can't change that relationship. It's genetically hardwired. But with understanding and some tools or tips, tricks, techniques for working better together in partnership, you're going to find that things move a lot smoother and more harmoniously. Now, there are also some included bonuses, absolutely free. I'm going to give you my Improving Your Communication course. This is to help you leverage your own unique voice and learn how to listen to yourself, the things that you really need to really hear from yourself, and improve your communication based upon your interactivity with another. You're also going to get access as part of this team program to 1 year of the Maya Mechanics Business Edition software. Now, previously the software was limited to certified professionals. The value of this is actually exponential. We are at the top of the hierarchy when it comes to creation of human design materials, because obviously we have the founder, Ra Uru Hu. There are knockoff softwares out there that will charge you 10 times what we do for the software that we are giving to you as part of this program. So I too don't agree with that value. That's really lowballing it. And hi, I'm Lavina, your course leader, along with Ra Uru Hu. Even though he's passed, we are building into our business a focus on this information so that each of you get to hear it from the source, from the prime emanating force as brought forth by Ra Uru Hu. And this is our mission, is to ensure that his information is not lost amongst the noise of everybody trying to make up their own system in order to capitalize on the phrase human design. This is the source. Ra created this system. He structured and languaged the system over his decades of teaching, and we're bringing you the ability to leverage it in your business, and this is what we want for you. Now, here's your support team. We've got Ryan Hanna, Naraya Fox, Melanie Halpert. Again, Naraya Fox is here, and she's going to be responsible for delivering on the one-on-ones as well as assisting with the analysis of the teams that we're going to be doing on Thursdays. So depending on how many teams we have signed up, there is a limit. I think 9 teams we're going to maximize. I don't imagine that there's going to be 9 people, 9 groups, absolutely, like one every week. So what we're probably going to do is once we're finished analyzing thoroughly the teams that have signed up, we'll hold space for Q&A, and just being able to analyze other teams is another thing that I want to bring to the table. So looking at teams in public, if you do know of people personally, just to see, not at the deep level that we're absolutely going to deliver on for you, but surface level or surface view, because oftentimes learning about famous people, you don't have the right time. And I really like using precise timing because this allows us to give precise advice. So these are the people that you can sign up with. If it's right for you to book a free discovery call now, I warmly invite you. And they have a gift for you if it's right for you to join. I do too. When it comes to if there's questions, now's the right time to ask. And here's some of the answers if you'd like to hear. Is this particular program right for me if I'm new to human design? Yes, absolutely. You can come in. Right now, I would suggest that you do it sooner rather than later, because our live leadership success programming begins in May. But there's already, especially if you're new, a whole slew of information that you can start to access, listen to me teach on your chart so that you know yourself in business. It's tailored for clarity, fast implementation, as in you don't have to listen to everything. The way that I've structured it is that in every module, you're going to pick the thing that's appropriate to you in personal success, which you get immediately upon sign up. Again, we have that 30-day money back guarantee. So you can go ahead and dive right in, give it a whirl, kick the tires, see how well it works for you, and come to the live in just a couple weeks. Yeah, we're going to have one for Mel and Naraya on Sunday, where you can also bring questions if you'd like to. Now, what exactly happens after you join? You get immediate access to all the recorded materials, all the My Body Graph analyses, and on April 27th, you'll get instructions on how to join the live classes. It's really simple, just clicking an event and hit RSVP. The Q&A sessions. Now, this is a really big secret to my success. Ask any of my students. I am one of the most generous people in my practice, in my industry, is when it comes to giving materials for free. As in, when you sign up, you're going to be able to access not only observing the solopreneur cohort or the partnership cohort, also the teams cohort, regardless of which cohort or level of package you sign up for. Now, I'm only going to answer questions to the people who signed up for that level, but you can absolutely observe live or via recording all of the trainings that we're going to have. And what kind of results might you realistically expect? I would release expectations of a certain financial outcome so that you don't block yourself from achieving it. Personally, what I have seen is that results vary. It is very much about you dedicating the time, energy, attention to really studying and experimenting so that you can experience the benefits of using human design for better, clearer decisions, roles, communication, reducing the friction. More confident decision-making means that you're going to trust yourself, know yourself, and make better business decisions when it comes to not only yourself, but also the direction of your group, your team. This boosts productivity. It limits the wastage of time, energy, money. It's more sustainable growth. This is part of the thing I'm here to give to you, growth. And when it's aligned your business with each team member's authenticity, their strengths, talents, and gifts, you're going to see that engagement goes up a notch. Okay, engagement is one of the things that I have seen most important as far as what is moved forward when it comes to the immediacy of what can I expect? Engagement. Because when you're actually seeing somebody for who they really are, when you're languaging your advice, guidance, management, encouragement, whatever the case may be, when you're languaging it accordingly with how they're designed to be treated, you're going to see them perk up. As in, you're going to see that things change, not only for them, but also for you, because your leadership becomes more satisfying, successful, peaceful, surprising, what have you, depending on your type. Now, how much time do you need to commit weekly? It's going to take the time that it takes. Whatever time you give it, that's going to only help you move the needle forward. But I would expect that you'll probably spend about 2 to 4 hours weekly to engage fully. That starts from when you sign up. So my recommendation is sign up early. Don't wait till the end. Because if you do, then you have all of this information and personal success in addition to leadership success. And I'm building upon the information that we gave you in the first program, which you also get included with this particular series. So the live sessions, the materials, you can adjust based on your schedule and availability. Absolutely. There's a lot of ways that different people learn. The way that I like to stack the deck in your favor, but I have to let you know that this is how I do it so you don't get overwhelmed and think that you've got to drink all of this stuff and feel like it's a fire hose. You want to do the thing that is right for you. So according to your human design, is it right for you to work logically? Or is it right for you to work abstractly? Is it right for you to work acoustically? Is it right for you to do things alternating or singularly focused? All of these things I'm going to explain to you inside of leadership success, because this is one of the ways that you're going to help your business, as in your people all learn things differently. They're all different, broad spectrum of difference. So one of the things in True Profile, besides motivation, is I'm going to help you understand how they're here to learn best and be spoken to best and be managed best and all of those things. So yes, you will have lifetime access to the content. Once you join, you have all recorded content, all the analyses included in your tier. Now, they're not downloadable. Okay, they're not downloadable. This is to keep people from sharing our materials everywhere, okay, like we've seen in other industries. It's nice for you to have a safe space to have all of your materials. And because we are built on mighty networks, very well organized, there is an app, you can take it to go, you can listen. Because I have set up a separate way of importing the videos, it's not your average mighty network. You can also get live, what is that when people, I'm starting to get hot and a little bit thirsty. Transcripts. Okay, you're going to get transcripts live. You can listen to it faster or slower, what have you, depending on whether English is your first language. And if you can't attend the live sessions, again, you're going to be able to join us anytime and catch up at your convenience without missing any valuable insights. You can also search inside of the group. Okay, money back guarantee, how does it work? No questions, no hurry, no worry. Just request a refund, but you don't get to keep the software or the series, okay? If there's any hidden additions or costs, it would be news to me. There is nothing at the tier of teams that is left out. If you sign up for solo, entrepreneur, or partnership, the Maya Mechanics business software is not included. There is a yearly fee, and as you can see, it's very inexpensive. Ra, who is part of the course, even though he passed away because of all of the recordings, we're giving you lots and lots of trainings, things that were very expensive when Ra first brought it up to the plate as far as what he initiated. So we're going to teach, train, educate, advise, guide, mentor you based on his original teachings, although I also am a certified executive coach from the Center for Executive Coaching. And that means then that I'm going to language things in my own way as far as bringing forth the richness of the depth of experience and also helping you based upon what I imagine things are like and your genetic potential and your situation and what have you. So can you enroll your entire team? Yes, absolutely. Even if they're new. This is why we built this course. It's for you. The program is designed to have clear understanding, even if your team has never encountered human design before, even if they're not cosmic or mystically inclined. There's a lot of practical application here, and they don't have to go through everything. For the beings who like all the things, projectors like me and my team, who want to know all the things, yes, there's a lot of information. It's going to take you a while to get through it. I would prefer that you pick and choose according to your genetic potential and that of your team. And the way that I've set up the course, it exactly allows you to do that. As in, it's going to allow you, because it's broken up into smaller pieces, allow you to pick and choose what you want to listen to, and you don't have to listen to the other things. Now, ideally, you have a team of 3 to 5 people, okay? 3 to 5 people. If you have a team of 3 to 5 people, this is the level for you. Again, if you don't want to bring them all in because they're not all into it, whatever, you can go to partnership, maybe just bring you and your, my mind said beta, not necessarily your partner, okay? But also you can start at solo and just dip your toes, see how it works for you. Once you're ready, you can absolutely upgrade if it's right for you to do. Now, does each team member receive personalized information? Yes. A whole heck of a lot of personalized information. Individual analyses, all kinds of insights based upon how much of their interactivity, as in how available are they to ask questions. They can get even more from us. We don't mind. That's what we're here for, as in projectors are the advisors who can guide. We're here to master systems and be able to facilitate your success by helping you know yourself, particularly in business, as this program's focus is. We're available to support you for a year. It's going to help ensure that the team benefits both personally and collectively. Now, again, remember, May 1st, that is when we are going to launch the live interactive portion that is an intensive. So for 10 weeks, I am going to be there with my team 3 days a week. Thursday is teams, Friday is partnership, Saturday is solopreneurs or entrepreneurs, whatever you want to label yourself. So it doesn't have to be that you're only working alone. If you're just one person, come for the solo, as in sign up for that, okay? But you're still going to get the benefit of all this information. It really is quite a magical thing that Jovian Archive is allowing us to do, as in we're serving you at all different levels, for the foreseeable future, because you can absolutely scale accordingly to your genetic makeup if you know the keys to your genetic reality and your team, if it's right for you to do. So I feel like that was enough. And that was exactly what I wanted to spend time on, as in really give you everything that I could think of. I don't know if it's everything because I might have missed something. So this is where I'm going to invite Naraya to see if there's anything else that you recognize that you would like to share with the group. And also so that they get to know who you are, if your internet's working, to where we can hear you and see you if it's right for you to share. Don't know.
Yeah, it should be fine today. You
Yay,
should be
you
able to
are
hear
there.
me. Yeah.
Okay, awesome.
All right. Hi, everybody. I'm Naraya. I'm going to be helping out with the teams group. And I didn't realize that we are actually the first one. Our group is going to meet first. It's because it's going to be a Thursday. So that's really great. And, Lavina, I don't think you missed anything. You went through everything so clearly. It's so funny because when I watch you go through these presentations, these are things I already know, but yet I'm so enthralled and like listening and totally attentive the whole time, even though it's already things that I know. There was one thing though. Anybody who has not ever went through if they have my body graph and they have their analysis, if you've never had an experience to go through and read how that's written up, it is so magical to go through and read, because not only do you get to hear Ra talk to you about yourself, you get to read beautifully written, beautifully worded, and like kind of like a little analysis on yourself that's clear and practical, totally practical wording written by people who know the system really well based on Ra's teaching. So that's something that the value in that alone, especially with getting the personal success unlocked, unlimited for anybody in your library, that's just spectacular. And that was new to me. I actually was like, whoa.
Yeah, we really stacked this one. We really pulled out all the stops as far as like what we want to give to people to take advantage of the material. And you're right. In my body graph, it's a wonderful tool for learning. It was launched in 2014 when I joined Jovian Archive, the team. And I remember just being enthralled with all the information, as in every single being that came into my practice. I would listen to Ra repeatedly about all of the things. And the written work is quite well written. His wife, Jacqueline, she was and still is spearheading all of this material so that eventually we'll be able to not only see, read, but also hear Ra explain these things in his own voice. And that preserves the heritage, the foundational structure of how he brought this forth in order for people to understand themselves, how he initiated it into the world. And he would often say, human design is for children, as in it's for the new era. It's for this new age that we're stepping into. I really wish he could see all of the ways that we've expanded and brought forth his words into the world so that people could benefit from his experience and his knowing, even though he's passed on. So that is absolutely a great place to start. Like Naraya mentioned, go in and get your foundational analysis, listen to all and read all of the material, the advanced information too, and then we've got the personal success for you. So unlimited personal success analyses are brand new information that combines Ra's trainings on profit potential, as in money or material success, as well as his trainings on you in a small team. So it's going to help you understand not only yourself, remember you're unlocking it for as many as you like. So you're going to get your team and anybody else that you decide to look up, get their information and look up. We have a great library of famous people too. If you're somebody like us who likes to know how the other works, and maybe you've got an idol in business, you can look them up and see what they also have accordingly to their genetic potential. That's quite fun to see. There's,
It is.
yeah, this
And
little owl. Love that. You want to talk about something before I show them this?
oh, I was just going to say the personal success analysis on my body
Mm.
graph goes so well with the personal success course. In the
Mhm.
second half of the course, when we do talk about the money lines in there, it's just so good to have both of them. And something you didn't mention in there, I just realized, is that the personal success course,
Mhm.
everybody also has access to all of the question and answer sessions that we did when we ran it live. And they are full of all sorts of things, all sorts of questions from everybody. And one of the things that would happen in there is somebody would ask a question, we would answer it, and then multiple other people would be like, that just helped me understand myself so much better. So this is one of the magical things that happens when we hold these question and answer sessions. This happens over and over and over. So it could be something that you might be interested in to watch those previous question and answer sessions where we actually have the chart up and then we answer. There's multiple people, so we get different perspectives answering the questions. And Lavina's showing you here that it's laid out pretty good. So you can go in there and even click on the tag to get to the point or look in the transcript and find something that you're looking for specifically.
Yeah, absolutely. I love this about, I have the upgraded version of Vimeo. And one of the keys to my success is always, I want to put forth a course that would be something that I would use, that I would want. You know, what is the thing that is missing that I haven't had the experience or the benefit of? And one of those things is a lot of experiential data about actual real life experiences. And that's what one of the reasons this course is the way that it is that we're adding people into a course of people who have already gone through so that we have lots of questions. So you can just, in Vimeo, it not only transcribes, and it does a pretty good job of it. It's an AI transcription, so there might be a flub here or there of a word. But generally speaking, you can also, besides following the transcript, searching the transcript for a certain keynote or word, you can also skip ahead to an AI selected chapter. So if you're just like, oh, emotional healing. Ooh, I want to see what they said about that, you know, that kind of thing. So that's kind of fun too, to be able to use. And yeah, modern technology nowadays, it's so much fun. Like there's so many things that we can do to make this a better course for you. So if you have any ideas, I'm always open to new experiences. I'm an experimenter. I love new technology. So if you see anything that you feel might be of benefit to the course, absolutely bring it to my attention. Or if you feel like there's something missing, as in, you know, I really want to know more about this topic or whatever it is. At the very end of every module in personal success, you'll see I have a bonus. And the bonus happens to be things that I recognize based upon your questions. So it's an interactive experience where I'm growing this course with you. So based upon what we were learning that week and also what the interest of the group was, I added in more material because I can do that. And it's so nice to be able to do that. So we're looking at in business leadership success, we're going to have the same kind of thing happening. Right now, it's just an outline. It's a sketch. There's not really much in there, but I have a lot of things planned for you. And same thing, I'm going to add on bonuses or information based upon the group that actually signs up. What is it that you want to know? I want to build something with you, not just for you, but with you. And to go back to my body graph, which is so cool. See this little owl up here. If you wanted to have, ever wanted to have a human design dictionary, or learn about the rave or human design I Ching, or even make your own notes about different charts. There's some news to keep up with the team. And we have a knowledge base of information, frequently asked questions, introduction to the human design system. It's a really great learning tool if you're new to human design. So this is where I recommend that you begin, is in my body graph. Go to mybodygraph.com. A membership is absolutely free, but unlocking all of the levels of analyses from Raw, those are upgrades. However, the first step is free. So any of you can right now, if you're not absolutely enthralled with human design already, you wouldn't be not enthralled. You're still here, but if you're still listening, you probably have come across this. If you haven't, oh, you've hit the jackpot, as in My Body Graph really is an amazing tool that we've got for you. You can
Yeah,
upgrade to
and
see transits and yeah, what
yeah,
else?
I wanted to add too, if you are planning on joining the course, do not pay to unlock anything until after you get all of your bonuses, because they won't be able to give you the money back right away. So if you just
Mm,
wait until you enroll and then get all of those, that way you're not
mhm.
paying twice for something.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely sign up, get all your stuff, get all your tools. You're going to have the ability to meet with the team. Okay, so book your free discovery call. This is especially important if you want to know who's going to deliver, the person who's going to deliver your custom analysis for you. Like Melanie and Ryan, not just Naraya, they're all going to be assigned to certain people. If you have a preference, absolutely let us know. But certain people based upon what we see of you and your design, and we know of their design as well. So this is one of the things that you get with this particular package. It's a lot more high touch and custom than our last course. The last experience did not include any personal, interactive, private one-on-one analysis. This one does. And they're going to go to bat for you to help you understand yourself. So not only are they doing the one-on-ones, but they're also going to be there with me in the coaching or the live mentoring as well, to be available to go on this learning journey, because with every person that comes in, we learn something new too. And so I look forward to connecting with you and co-creating with you. This is such a gift, such a pleasure to do. And I feel like I've completed enough for now, unless there's any further questions, any recognitions further that you want to bring to the table, Naraya.
No, but looks like we are clear on the questions.
Thank you.
And
Right.
thank you for going through this with everybody. It was so clear. And anyone that wants to schedule a discovery call, we're more than happy to spend the time with you. We even can look at your chart so that way we can know who we're talking to and if this will best suit you.
If you need a little guidance on how to decide, what's right for you, that's what we're here for. We're here to help advise and guide you. So with that, I think I'll close. Until next time. Not sure what else we might have in store for you before we actually launch, but once Mercury retrograde is over, another 4 days or so, I might feel into doing another master class of sorts, some information to connect again with the community, keep the energy moving, keep the momentum going, because, Lavina likes to have new and improved, and all of this experiential training, it absolutely has a lot to do with the engagement with you. So again, warmly inviting you, click the link, sign up now to be able to join us for Human Design for Business. It's leadership success time. If you're in, I look forward to meeting you. You're very welcome. And that link again, right there in the chat for you. If you click the link, there you go. Naraya's got it for you. You're going to go to leadership success at the very top and pick whichever one of these levels you want to learn more about. Either one person coming into our program, two people coming into our program, or 3 to 5 people coming into our program. All right, now I feel complete. The recording of today's Zoom, absolutely. As you're already in the course, you are absolutely going to get the entirety of the training. What I like to do, one of the secrets to my success, if you'd like to know, is when it comes to this material, is I'll take the bulk of an excerpt and put it on YouTube. So you'll get that to rewatch and share if you'd like. I'll also send you the recording to the edited version up on Vimeo. So privately, your email will get a recording link from Vimeo in order that you can watch most everything, okay, as long as everything works well. Sometimes I'll cut out the Q&A depending on, how I'm feeling as far as does that really need to be on either YouTube or Vimeo. But privately inside of our course area, you get the full thing. You get the whole scoop. Okay, so everything. What's nice about Zoom, I'm going to show you a little bit here. What I do is, if it's okay for you, if you want to, look at the Zoom, there's another way I can share recordings with you. And this is a way to see transcripts and hear the people that are actually talking. Let's see if I've got one in here. Like here's the leadership success for teams. When I'm doing a live training, I will usually immediately copy the shareable link and put it into the course area so that you can, if you want to, download, listen, replay. The way that it's played out is that it's a little bit different than Vimeo in that we've got an AI summary, which is quite nice, in that you can see the audio transcript, chat messages. So it's a pretty much immersive experience where you get the speaker, the talking head, and you get the summary down below, smart chapters. You get next steps according to the AI, obviously. I can't really, I can vouch for it as far as like it's 80% correct, but I can't really guarantee that it got exactly what you're supposed to do. But most of the time it hits the nail on the head. So you've got your summary, you've got your chapter information. So if you just kind of like, nah, I really want to know about this piece, then you can skip ahead, you can listen. So it's another way of interacting with the information. So that'll be available too for this leadership success almost immediately within the next 24 hours if I happen to be, a little bit tired that day or whatever. But that way you can keep up with the group so that you don't have to wait for me editing videos. But editing videos is one of the things that we do in order to preserve and protect the information for you. Zoom eventually kills the recordings and deletes them. Vimeo, I pay the subscription so that it'll always be there for you and available at the level of interactivity that I showed you. So this is one of the things that can help. Oh, thank you for the direct links. We've got the direct links to Naraya, who again is going to be responsible for teams. Mel is entrepreneur. Also, Naraya will be there too on Saturdays because that's going to be the larger cohort. And then we also have Ryan, who's going to be on Friday for partnership. Okay. And we very specifically selected these human beings to be on my team because of their stellar knowledge, commitment, experience, education. They are at the top of their A game when it comes to knowing the human design system. And so I'm excited to be a part of this journey with them and with you. Now I feel really complete. Well, take care, my friends. Nice to see you all still here. So must be that you're interested. I look forward to seeing you in the program. Bye for now.